What's good, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Pound for Pound himself, and I'm definitely back in the house, you know what I'm saying? Talking about fight coverage. Triple G, Gennady Golovkin's calling out three big name fighters. Saul Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is definitely about to go down. Triple G's already got a fight coming up against hard-hitting Marco Rubio. That's going to be a good fight. I expect Triple G to come out on top on that fight, but he is calling out three big names. And, you know, there are other fighters like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao also who are the, you know, top big money fights. But, you know, to me, personally, Triple G is a little too big for them. But the other three fighters that he did call out, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., great fights. Personally, this is how I see it. Triple G up against Saul Canelo Alvarez. Great fight. I actually love both fighters. I like Canelo a little more than Triple G at this point, but I like them, you know, a lot. I like both fighters a lot. But in that fight, you know, two strong fighters, two guys that like to bang, two guys that like to come forward. That would be an exciting fight. As far as, you know, Triple G against Miguel Cotto, that'd also be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Ramblings of Cotto beating him in the amateurs have been all over the internet. Cotto is slick. He's cagey. He's a good boxer. A little smaller, you know what I'm saying, as far as size. You know, personally, I would like to see a Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Cotto fight first before I see, you know, any of those guys jump in there with Triple G, because I just think for boxing, that would be a great setup and a great fight. As far as, you know, Triple G against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I really don't see that as being too competitive. You know, we'll see what happens in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Already seen them online, you know, sparring and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't know as far as the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know, he seems to me to just be daddy's little boy. You know, he comes to fights not really motivated, doesn't really train too hard. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he has that golden pacifier to where he doesn't really have to train so hard. So in that fight, I'm not really too excited to see Triple G against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., but, you know, that would be a bang-em affair. You know, they'd be just bombing, and there would definitely be a knockout. I think actually in all three of these fights, they would be stoppages. Personally, in the Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G fight, I don't know who would win at this point because it's too early to say. I would be rooting for Canelo, but, you know, I'd also be, you know, I root for both guys. I'm a fan of boxing, you know what I mean? I love boxing. I love what these fighters do, and they, you know, they go out there, they put their heart on the line, and they fight. But, you know, my heart would be with Canelo that night, and I would be rooting for Canelo to win against Triple G. As far as Triple G versus Cotto, both fighters, you know, I love equally. I like Cotto a lot. I've been watching Cotto long before I've watched Triple G, so a part of me probably would be rooting for Cotto as well versus Triple G. But in that fight, I really wouldn't care who won. As far as Triple G versus Julio Cesar Chavez, I would be rooting for Triple G in this fight for all the good reasons. Triple G's a good fighter. He comes to fight. He comes in shape. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in the past has just rubbed me the wrong way. And, you know, like I said, he doesn't really train hard. He doesn't seem to take it seriously. So, therefore, I would be rooting for Triple G. And I think Triple G would win the day against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Three big fights. Gennady Golovkin calling out three big names. Tell me what you guys think, man. Go ahead and get at me in the comment section. Email me. I love y'all. Go ahead and subscribe. Y'all have a great day. Stay blessed. And go ahead and get at your boy. This is Mr. Pound for Pound. I'm up out of here. Peace.